I'll show you how it's done. Shazam!
Hey, what's going on, YouTube world? Welcome back to our channel here at Underdeveloped. And today we got, yet again, another movie review for your head tops. Today we're covering a very highly anticipated film, at least for me, and I think the entire film community. Which is Megalopolis, Francis Ford Coppola's newest film.
His self-funded film.
Self-funded film. He's been trying to get this made for like years.
Yeah,
5 years, even more than that. Maybe
I think
a decade.
so. It's been a long time, I think.
Like, certain movies do take a long time to get developed. You know, they'd be like development hell for like a decade, even more so.
Yeah, it happens.
Well, as much as 120, I didn't even know it was that big. It makes sense. It is a really good-looking film.
I'm really not surprised, given like the scale of everything that's on the screen, all the crazy effects.
You know, he funded the whole 120 himself. Fuck off. Plus P&A? No way.
I'm not sure if he did P&A. Actually, he probably didn't.
He put a 120 himself. He rolled in dough like that.
He does have that kind of money, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he does.
I mean,
that's probably
Spielberg had the money like that. But Spielberg would never be dumb enough to fund his own movie.
No, Spielberg is not that dumb. Francis might be. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you're right. He put 120 million of his... No. He put 120 million of his own worth.
Yeah.
That's insane. Why would you do that? Okay, no, he's pretty rich.
Yeah.
He's worth 400 million. Yeah, so, I mean, isn't there really anything really to say about Francis Ford Coppola that hasn't been said? I mean, he's one of the GOATs.
Yeah.
Legendary filmmaker, been doing it since the 70s.
I have no idea if this is going to get any Oscar representation or not, to be perfectly honest. Because because people are just so fucking divided on this movie.
Yeah, this movie's like one of the most divisive films I've heard of, like, in a while.
And honestly, I completely understand why actually watching it.
So, in your opinion, knowing that you know about the fall of Rome, how closely tied is this plot or this like world?
The thing is, leading into this movie, I thought they were going to go deeper with the connection into the fall of the Roman Republic, which this movie is very much about the fall of empires. So the fall of the Roman Republic is like 400 years before the fall of the Roman Empire. Doesn't really have anything to do with one another, perfectly honest. But they have characters like Caesar and Cicero and Crassus and Claudio, and you think they're going to like pull in more into that. Like I was completely expecting some guy named Pompey to show up at some point and the Civil War would happen, but that never fucking happens. So it has very little to do with either the fall of the Roman Republic or Empire. Is just making historical parallels for the sake of historical parallels. Like, it's very clearly supposed to be a take on modern day U.S. politics, about how we're all so divisive, we're all looking to specific leaders to lead us in certain directions, and the directions are often putting us at odds with each other, when really these are just the follies of rich people who know each other very well and are close-knit, but do have differing opinions, and that causes people to lose their shit. Yeah. Like, it's like there's very obvious parallels. Like, they made, like, Coppola makes a very strange parallel to like the old Patriots custom of like old rich men supporting young virgins. But here it's kind of depicted as like kind of a reverse OnlyFans, more or less. Or instead of paying for nudes, you're bidding for them to stay virgins.
Yeah, I thought it was really creepy.
It is. It is super creepy. I think it's supposed to be intentionally creepy. I think we're supposed to feel some sort... I don't know what we're supposed to feel from this movie, perfectly honest, because like some bits of the movie are just very beautiful, some are very gross. It's just a very mismatchable bunch of things. I'm really not sure... I'm still not sure how I feel about this movie.
Same. We only watched it yesterday.
Yeah. Like, I have an idea... I know what it's about now that I'm seriously thinking about it. I'm like, okay, by the end of the movie, it's very clear that Coppola's position on this is that we need a new charismatic leader to stand up and lead us in a new direction, which is the exact opposite message that Dune 2 had, which is like, no, charismatic leaders are bullshit and will only lead to further conflict.
Yeah. And it kind of shows you the whole thing where it's like, even people that we think is our heroes, you know what I mean, they could easily get led to the path of corruption.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just reminds me of the show called Tyrant on FX, which was the the one of the younger sons of a dictator. He ran away to America and got a whole American family, whatever else, and he came back for his brother's wedding, for his nephew's wedding. Mm-hmm. But his brother's son, so his brother is now about to take over the throne because the father's pretty much on his deathbed, and he helps his brother run the country. You know what I mean, and try to abolish the old ways. You know what I mean, and try to lead this country into democracy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, a lot of things happen, a lot of bullshit. I'm not getting too much in detail, but a lot of bullshit happens. And by the time the show ends, he sees himself becoming a dictator himself. You know what I mean? Having to deal with terrorists and a bunch of crazy shit, getting his own daughter killed. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of makes him a little ruthless, and it kind of shows you just the making of a tyrant, how it's not just, like, on him, it's also the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're really nitty of it, it's like, how would you come out of it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like, both that and Dune are stories about how power can corrupt even the best of us.
Exactly.
Well, this is like Megalopolis does not recognize that lesson at all. It's like, no, this guy's in power. Even though he's flawed, he's still the best for us. We need to make do with the least worst scenario, basically.
Yeah. What do you think is just Jesus Christ, Caesar's? What do you think is Caesar's overall like goal? What do you think is his overall want?
I think his want is to move away from the past and build a better future for everyone. Mm-hmm. I think that's his goal. They don't spell. This movie has two types of exposition. They'll spell out like maybe a third of it, and then the rest of it is all stuff you'll have to piece together by like offhanded comments and things that they do.
Yeah.
So it's a little hard to really come to a direct conclusion, and that's a big reason why these scores are as low as they are. Because when people are presented with such vague information, a lot of them don't like doing the workaround to think about it.
Yeah, and this is it. I get why this is a divisive movie.
Yeah, it's understandable.
It's understandable. I think this is a very good movie. But it's a movie that you probably have to see. Even myself, I have to see like probably 2 more times at least to really fully grasp it. But this as a movie, I think it's functional. I mean, it's entertaining. It's gorgeous. And what do you think about Giancarlo's politics in opposition to Adam?
Well, okay. Cicero, like just like the real life Cicero, he had the similar relationship with the real life Julius Caesar, where they didn't like each other, but sometimes they would form like brief alliances when their goals aligned. Really, his thing is more, we have problems now. Megalopolis is a fairy tale dream that's going to take forever to build. Yeah. So even if this big ass risk does pay off, we'll be losing out on a whole bunch of people who need problems now. He's more pragmatic, more into now.
He's very pragmatic. Like, he's all about like, we don't need all this fairy tale drama shit. Like we need sanitation workers. We need healthcare workers. We need all this and this. You know, like we need all the essentials.
That's exactly where he's at.
Like the backbone that keeps the country running.
Exactly.
Just like real life. Like we need free healthcare. We need people actually doing the work to help run this country. Yeah. Instead of focusing on dreams and fairy tales.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what Caesar is. He's very much a dreamer.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the Roman. I really learned that too much back in school. Like, I've took global studies, I've taken U.S. history, I've taken all this stuff, but I didn't learn too much about, like, Rome.
Yeah, like, most of what I know from Rome came from, like, a couple of ancient studies courses. Also, I've seen a lot of really great YouTube videos that went further into, like, ancient history.
I've learned a little bit about, like, pharaohs and shit, like Tutankhamun and those fucking guys, but not too much. Like,
well, I mean, there is some overlap between Egypt and Rome because they did interact with each other at some point. Sure.
Yeah, so like I just like that feud between Caesar and Cicero. I really like Shia LaBeouf as the villain.
Mm-hmm. He's a great antagonist.
I think that's it's very formidable. He definitely, just like his personality, like really out there. He really goes for it. Especially like, and like I was like when he dressed up in full drag, like he really bought into his whole zany thing, and he had some brilliant ideas too, like in terms of like taking him down. Like he really tried to like really turn the people against him. Some really insane, but like brilliant in like insane way. You know what I mean? And I really made him like a formidable villain. You know what I mean? So he had a good arc. And then also, like, Aubrey Plaza playing a manipulative bitch. Mm-hmm. But I feel that part got enacted a little too later.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of like teasing that a bit leading up to it.
I felt hit us, and it kind of hit us over the head at a specific point in the movie, and it kind of got resolved maybe a couple scenes later. Yeah. And I'm like, nah, I should let that ride. I should have been like a very gradual thing. I'm big on gradualism. Like, I'm big on like letting things progress gradually instead of just like one and done. And a lot of movies these days, one and done things. I think that's like one of the worst things about modern cinema is that they don't really take the time to really pace things well. No,
they really don't. Like they're just too quick to move on to the next thing. I'm like, no, when things happen, they have emotional consequences. You need time for the audience to feel that weight.
Exactly. Like, just to kill it just like that is like, where's the consequence? And she did a lot of fucked up shit. It makes a good character that she obviously somebody that comes from poorness. Like, she comes from like the struggle somewhat because
like,
she obviously
that's never told to us, but that's how she acts.
Yeah, like, because when she's in the circles of socialites, like you know what I mean, like her interaction with them is like basically gives off like, you guys who's born in this, I pretty much have to claw and fight to get in this position. You know what I mean? I'll kill any of you who fuck with my shit. Yeah, I'm gonna get what's mine. And this movie definitely does a good job of showing the divide between the rich and the poor, and how the rich view the poor, how little we mean. You know what I mean? And I could like, it's kind of the whole Saltburn thing. Like, I could kind of sympathize. Fuck these guys. You know what I mean? Like, what we're doing is horrible to them, but fuck them. You know what I mean? Because I can't help but not feel that way. So it's like, even though I hate the manipulative, deceitful shit, it's like, but these guys, fuck them. You know? Like,
I mean, they're causing like the reason why there's so many problems here is because they're always bickering about themselves and actually doing anything.
Exactly, and that's the politics. That's politics, the real word. The rich keep bickering amongst themselves instead of actually trying to help solve the problems. They could easily solve our problems because they have a portion of the nation's wealth. So instead of devaluing the dollar, maybe we should actually give back in a major way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not just jobs. I mean, give back to the economy.
Because if these rich people stop hoarding the money, then more money would be circulating.
Pour back into the government. Pour back into the circulation of money. Pour back into society, into the economy itself. So we can have more money. So we can decrease the amount of tax that we take. Maybe increase the kind of money that we make. You know what I mean? Maybe get free healthcare out of it. You know what I mean? Like, these guys have hundreds of billions of fucking dollars.
That they do.
And we definitely get these kind of vibes here too. You know?
Yeah, but here it's like, instead of actually something that would benefit everyone, the main message is, no, we need to believe in the rich dreamer who wants to do the crazy expensive things that'll take forever. Basically, he wants us to believe in what everyone believed Elon Musk was in 2016.
Yeah, because he definitely gives me Elon Musk vibes. Elon Musk had a lot of galaxy brain ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's exactly what I thought. Like, how people used to view Elon Musk is how I kind of view Adam Driver's character.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, like modern day Elon Musk, no one really views him that way anymore. But back then, back like 2016, they totally did.
But I can't tell if he truly believes in that, or is he trying to give us a warning in this movie.
And given how the movie ends, I think Francis honestly believes that, because the movie ends with like him stopping time, and the baby is like representative of the future, so the baby's benefiting from what they've all done. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, it's like he's putting in a position where this is ultimately the good thing for humanity, which I'm like, is it really? Because they still are very vague when Megalopolis is supposed to actually do. It's just a thing. It's so undefined. I really wanted, I understand it's supposed to be symbolic of a great change that's very beneficial. Yeah. But I kind of wanted a little more to the symbolism than just being symbolism. I wanted something a little more concrete. Just give me a little something. That's
the big issue with this movie. To me, is everything surrounding Megalopolis. Like, this is such a massive part of the movie. Yeah. I mean, it's what the movie is pretty much. It pretty much sets the entire plot. It pretty much a lot of movies revolved around him building a structure in the middle of the city, and I really don't know anything about it.
No, it's just a plot device.
Exactly, and I really don't like that.
I don't like it either.
I want plot devices to actually mean something and do stuff. Yeah. And what is this thing actually going to do? What is the purpose of this? I don't want to just be. I'm not satisfied with just the answer of oh yeah, this is thing that's going to help everyone. You know, and is a representative of a brighter future. No, fuck that.
Yeah, the thing is, again, it's very fitting we saw this in Nightmare on Elm Street 2 on the same day, because while I think this is the more entertaining movie by a long stretch, I think that movie handles symbolism a lot better.
With Nightmare 2?
Yeah, Nightmare 2 handles symbolism way better because, like, okay, when you actually know what it's talking about, everything's very clear. You know exactly what's going on. Here, it's like, even when you know what's going on, you're still kind of grasping at straws at certain scenes.
And it
and
could be
Megalopolis itself, it's like, it's just too vague of a concept.
Yeah, it's way too vague. And as I said, I think that's where the script really fails.
I agree.
It's just a little too vague. You're going a little too, like the idea, I don't know, simpler word to describe, like piecing things together. Enigmatic, I don't know, like
it's a little too metaphorical.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a little too much.
Yeah, just reel it back a little bit. Like, I'm not saying you spill out everything for us, of course not.
No,
but like just rein in a tiny bit. That's it.
Yeah,
make a couple of things more clear. Yeah. Make Megalopolis itself at least a little more clear.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, that to me is the biggest problem with this movie for sure.
I agree. It makes the movie a little frustrating at times.
Yeah. All right. So anything else to say?
No, I think that's all we really have to say. I think we can go into scores now.
Okay, I'm thinking my score is a solid 84.
I'm thinking, honestly, I was thinking maybe 80 at my highest, to be perfectly honest. Like, I think this is an entertaining movie, but I do think it does have, like as I've been saying, like, the flaws or, like, how the symbolism is handled. I do think it kind of detracts from it a little bit. But if you are going to see this, I highly recommend you do see it in, like, the big screen, in, like, the biggest screen you can.
Yeah, this is a really gorgeous
fucking movie.
Yeah.
This,
the visuals are amazing.
It's absolutely just... It's cinematic porn, basically. Yeah, it's porn for your eyeballs.
If it gets nominated for an Oscar, I think the biggest, definitely the biggest one for me. It should definitely go. It should definitely go to visuals for sure. Visual effects.
Yeah,
that's like
VFX, set design, set design, even wardrobe. I'd be cool for wardrobe.
Costume design, like that. From the production standpoint, it's excellent. Very similar to Maestro. You know, it's way better than Maestro, but like. That's another movie where it's like the visuals really stand out from the cinematography to the set design, everything. Like that's like the editing, you know what I mean? Like that's like not editing so much for this movie, but like definitely everything visual, everything mise en scène. Mm-hmm. This movie should be nominated for.
Like as you said, just like Maestro, these are both beautiful ass movies.
But they're a little too much. There's a little too much issues in the script to get like a script writing or directing. Award, in my opinion.
Like, this is definitely not winning Best Picture. Quite frankly,
100% no. But still a solid flick. I definitely think you should give it a try, especially if you're a fan of good films, especially if you're a fan of good filmmakers. Give it a watch.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, entertaining ride. Yeah. Who knows how many chances you're going to get to see a Francis Ford Coppola movie in the theaters again,
true.
Frankly.
Very true.
So I highly recommend you do give this a shot. Don't let the low scores wean you off. Like, while it's understandable that these scores are that low, I don't think they represent the movie all that well, perfectly honest.
Like a lot of films, I feel like get like greatly underscored, and I'm like, no. This movie definitely deserves. This is one of those movies that deserves way higher than it's getting.
Yeah.
Just like the Halle Berry movie. Yeah.
Like I'd say the Halle Berry movie's better.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think so.
But this is still a very entertaining, overall a good story with great actors and fantastic visuals and just moments that you're probably not going to forget anytime soon.
Yeah, I think Adam Driver was really trying to put on his best Shakespeare performance.
Yeah.
Like, he's definitely trying to audition for the new Macbeth or some shit.
Yeah, I mean, there are times where he's even just flat quoting Shakespeare in this. Yeah. Honestly, I think, given the acting, it's mostly really good, but I do think there's some points that are like, man, this is good in this movie, but I feel like out of context, this could be easily taken out to look a lot worse than it is. I think, truthfully, the best performance for me is Shia LaBeouf. Yeah, he was fantastic in this. I think he was great in this one. This is probably my favorite Shia LaBeouf role ever, quite frankly. I can see it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because he's been fine in other things, but this is the one time I could think of where I'm like, oh no, he's great in this. I pretty much enjoy him in almost anything he does. Like, anytime he gets to go for it, I'm down. Like, for me, I think he's passable. Everything I see him, oh, okay, cool, he's there. Yeah. I'm never really excited to see him, but now I'm just seeing this, I'm like, okay, I'm excited to see this. I really like Shia in villain roles, apparently. Sure. I didn't know I did, but now I do. Sure. Honestly, I could see him doing a Joker. I can kind of see it. A real zany villain role, I think, could be cool for him. Yeah, maybe. Aubrey Plaza is probably my second. I thought she was good in this role. Yeah. Jon Voight played the role of a delusional old man very well. Yeah. But the whole cast is good, but I don't think they did as much to me to garner any kind of real. You know. Yeah. Dustin Hoffman was just kind of there. Yes. He didn't need to do anything. Just by being there, you already made an impact. Yeah, straight up. Yeah. And of course, Laurence Fishburne, that was good, but also a very small role. Yeah, I mean, Laurence Fishburne's good at everything. Let's get
Pretty much. He's just one of those kind of actors that you could fuck with.
Yeah.
You could get behind him pretty much with anything.
Exactly. Yeah. I have yet to see a movie with him that I didn't really like him in.
Very true.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's all we have to say about this movie.
Yep.
Please, if you're interested at all in seeing it, then please go see it in theaters. Make sure Francis gets a little bit of his money back.
Yeah, man. He put his own money in this. Come on, let him at least break even.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But
yeah, that'd be great.
With that being said, thanks again for joining us here today. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. We'll catch you next time for some more content.
See you guys later.